following up and handling objections. This is the truth. When somebody has an objection, it's a good thing. And it's a good thing because at least they have considered the buy, and then they are now questioning whether it's a valid decision. So it means that there's already a conversation going on in somebody's head, right? When somebody says, oh, I don't like this, or I'd like you to answer this, or there's already a consideration happening. So the question is, always appreciate that comment and never assume that the customer doesn't know what they are doing. In fact, one of the most powerful things I learned about following up and handling objections from a guy called Eric Worre. And he talks about something called the feel, felt, found approach, right? He says, when you hear somebody gives you, whatever objection, you say, oh, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but here's what I found, right? I know how you feel validates. I felt the same way empathizes. Here's what I found discovers, right? So somebody says, oh, I don't think I can pay for your, $15,000 mastermind because I think it's quite expensive. I say, oh, I know how you feel. It's very easy. I felt the same way when I realized that sometimes learning could be very, very expensive. But I also found out that sometimes those kind of classes or those kind of programs put you in privileged rooms that could be worth 20 times, 30 times that amount. Would you like me to show you what I found out exactly about this specific program? Right? So somebody says, oh, I can't buy your sneakers because it's 100,000 there. I think it's too expensive. You say, oh, good. I know how you feel. It's very easy for me to feel the same way that 100,000 is a lot of money to spend on the sneakers, right? However, I found out that the quality of such sneakers is usually worth a lot more than 5 sneakers worth half the price. So essentially, while it looks like you're spending more money, you might be saving a lot of money, in the long term. Do you understand? So you want to never discredit an objection because you would be insulting the intelligence of the person who is talking to you. And trust me, if the person is really not intelligent, you're not going to need that person's money, right? So if you need that person's money, the person is intelligent, right? So sometimes clients ask us questions that we consider stupid questions. And sometimes we want to give it back to them and say, what kind of question is that? No. The client is right. The customer is right. Feel, felt, found approach becomes the way to go.